7 years ago, an indie development team promised us a DLC that would rival all video games. This fall, coming to a digital retailer near you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Across the Pondcast. My name is Aidan.
And I'm Stan.
We are currently recording an hour and 1 minute before Silksong drops. Now, obviously, with Silksong dropping today, you would think we would talk about Silksong today, but with the way we record, that would mean I would have played it for like an hour and then have to give my entire review. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about all the other news we had this week, because there was enough. And then I'm going to play it all week over on twitch.tv/Escrimaa. And then I will give a proper review. I'll talk about it next week when I've actually had some time.
Do better than a game critic who just, plays an hour of a story-driven game and is like, oh, well, this is my opinion. That is the dumbest thing. Reviews should not matter unless you finish the entire game. Would you watch a review or listen to a review about a movie if they told you, after about an hour I left? No. Like, oh, I read that book, by the way. Okay, was it good? Oh, it was 400 pages. How much did you read? 72. Well, you can't tell me what it's about then, can you?
When you think about it,
this wouldn't count in
think
school.
back to the first hour of Hollow Knight compared to the rest of the game. Like, come on. Imagine if you'd only played that.
And there's so many things in a game like this that you acquire, you get, and it makes the gameplay better. Well, if you just spend the first half trying to acquire these things and not getting to use them, then the game itself is you know nothing. The experience has to be as a whole. So he's going to do the right thing. He's going to play the piss out of this game for the next week, get completely burnt out on it, and then give a review.
So you can listen to this episode
and he's
whilst you're playing Silksong, and then we'll actually talk about it next week. Now that that's addressed, let's move on to Sonic Crossworlds. I know we spoke about Crossworlds last week. However, since then, there's been an actual open beta of the game, and I've actually played it. So, it seems
doing the right thing, playing the game.
Seems right to talk about it. Okay, so there was an open beta over the weekend. It was open for just a couple days. I don't think Stan played it.
I did not. Sorry, I didn't have time.
What a guy. I did. So I'm going to talk about it. I am coming this from a perspective of I enjoyed Team Sonic Racing. I enjoyed Sonic Racing All-Stars Transformed, whatever it was called. I didn't play the first one.
Enjoyed it so much you can't name it.
It's Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. There you go. But I still have typically preferred Mario Kart to the Sonic Racing games. That's my standpoint going into this. Okay, so I have a list of notes here that I made as I was playing. So you get to mix and match type characters and vehicles, which you couldn't do before. You had a type character, and then they had that type of vehicle by default. Now, you can have a type character and give them a different type of vehicle. So you've got speed, boost, power, handling, stuff like this, that changes your stats based on how you've got it. So if you pick a different character, it will slightly tweak the stats of a car. If you pick a speed character and a handling car, it will make it a little bit quicker. If you pick a handling character and a handling car, it will increase the handling even more, stuff like this.
Yeah, that's on theme with, like, Kirby realized that as well.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess, in a way, Mario Kart was, like, the only one that really did that. You got different carts or whatever with different characters, whereas other games were, you get this character, you get this car.
Mario Kart has stepped back on that a little bit. They've ironically taken their foot off the gas pedal a little bit. There's less of a meta now. Like, there is technically still a meta, there is a car that is technically the best, but it's not by much. It's by like a tiny, tiny bit.
Yeah, and you can kind of interchange a few of
Yeah.
them because like when you go to like the world record section on there, it's not the exact same character with the exact same car.
Mm.
Now, it is a lot of the ones that see who placed first and they're like, "Oh, well, I'm going to try that exact same combo." But there's discrepancies. Like there are other types below that are still pretty close. Whereas in past Mario Kart games, you had one person, one car, and anything other than that was just an abomination. So
What Sonic
I
has
do
done
like
to
that there's
fix the
a
meta
bit there.
problem of everyone using the same things, they've gone the other way. Is they've made so many different combinations that so many of them can be a meta. You can do basically whatever you want and mix and match how you
One will be
like and
simpler
change the stats how you
eventually.
like it. And because the tracks are so varied, it balances out. And also the gadget card system, which I'll get into in a minute, really helps with that. So you're given a rival racer when you do a Grand Prix to replace the team mechanic we had in Team Sonic Racing. What they had was they had voice lines during the race to make it a bit more interesting. You had that with the team that you were in. They've gotten rid of the team, which I'm kind of glad about because I didn't really like it. Now you have a rival racer, which Mario Kart does technically have this. You'll notice that when you play Mario Kart, whatever Grand Prix you're on, there is a racer that tends to be second. When you're first, it's typically the same NPC.
How about to say Nintendo kind of corrected that a little bit and gave us the option to have each other
Yeah.
as rivals.
You can also do that in Team Sonic Racing. It is 4-player cross-play, I will add.
Ooh.
Just saying. So yeah, you have
Okay.
the rival voice line. So every lap, every time you overtake them, stuff like that, they'll say different things. It's kind of cool. Yeah, and so this rival is typically one of the better racers in the speed you're in the race. You can pick between two rivals sometimes. Once you race with a rival, and then the next time you can choose to either race with a rival of the same level or one higher. There's 10 levels. You start at 3 for some reason. Or to be fair, I never played the slowest one, so it probably does go lower for that, yeah. My bad. And so that's a cool mechanic. You can level it up as you go. You can get faster speeds, faster rivals, make it harder the more you play. It also gets easier the more you play, because the more you play, the more gadgets you unlock. So you have a gadget card, which is like a license. There are 6 slots on it, 2 unlocked by default. You unlock another one for every 5 races you do. Any kind of race, can be Grand Prix, time trial, online, whatever. Just every 5 races you complete, you unlock another card, another slot, up to 6. Then you have
Just complete. You don't even have to win.
you don't have to win, you just have to play the race. So it's just a time investment. Once you played the game enough, you get another one.
Okay.
So the gadgets are various things that change the way that your car controls, change the kind of items you get, change the way that items behave. So some of them are like change your stats a little bit in this direction. Some of them are like do air tricks quicker. Some of them are make the green glove bigger, have a bigger hitbox, stuff like that. So you can fine tune it to how you like it, and different gadgets, depending on how powerful they are, take up more slots. So it's 1, 2, or 3, and then the slots are in 2 rows of 3. So you can't have 3 gadgets that take up 2 because it overlap. It's the way they've done it. You can either have 3, 2 and 1, 3, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. You get the point. You can't overload yourself with too much powerful stuff.
For Americans, that you can have 2.
It's a balancing thing. It makes sense once you start doing it. Um, the cool thing, I think, is that you can make presets of these gadget cards. I think you get like 7 or something. They all unlock extra slots at the same time. You save a preset, and then in between races, even in between races in a Grand Prix, you can switch which card you want to use. So if you want to use a different setup, you can't change like what car and racer you're using, but you can change the gadgets that you're using. So if you know a Grand Prix has a track better for boosting and then a track better for drifting, you can do that, and it's it rewards getting to know the tracks a bit more.
That's good.
Yeah, overall, I would say this game is a higher skill ceiling than Mario Kart. It's a bit less casual, but not.
You seen the people doing all the skips
I
and
know.
wall grinds and
I know.
stuff? Are you sure?
I mean, like, when you're playing online, generally people aren't doing that. That's for world records and stuff. I'm not talking summoning soul levels. I'm talking, like, the people you're gonna be playing with aren't doing that, the people you're going to be playing
so
with
you mean
are
like
doing
me and
this.
you? We're not going to be doing
No, this is stuff that you could feasibly do, and it's a bit more involved than Mario Kart World was, in my opinion.
All right, I'll cross your world.
So there are 3 traversal types. You've got the regular driving, you've got the flying, which is different from gliding, and you've got the boats, right? No, genuinely, the flying, they've been doing this since Transformed. It's you get a plane, right? You're not just flying down, you actually control the plane. It's a jet. You can drift as the jet and everything. It's good, okay? I like it. The boat, I will say, seems a bit clunky. I don't really like the boat. The drift is weird. When you finish the drift, it makes you do a jump, which is good for some things, not so much for others, so it kind of screws you over sometimes. It's a bit weird. Yeah. It seems the least common of the 3, which is good. So also the drift specifically is very fun. So how they developed Crossworlds, we talked about this a few weeks ago, was they didn't do any items while they were developing the actual racing. They just fine-tuned the racing to be as fun as possible. And what that means is that you are boosting basically all of the time. Even more so than you are in Mario Kart, which is impressive because you already boost all the time in Mario Kart. You have 3 levels of drift, similar to Mario Kart. But there's much more control. It's a little harder to get used to than Mario Kart, just purely because everybody's already used to the Mario Kart one. But once you wrap your head around it,
it's been the same for years.
Yeah, it allows more control than the Mario Kart one did. In my opinion, I was having more fun with it. And then you boost depending on how far you drifted. I will say Mario Kart's drift the boost changes based on how long you drifted for. The Sonic drift it fills up quicker if you're doing a tighter drift. So when in Mario Kart where you drift and then you steer the other way to make it.
Too.
No, Mario Kart is purely based on time, I believe.
No, because if you work the angle of the wheels while you're drifting, you can make it go quicker.
Can you? Okay, well, it's a lot more obvious in Sonic then, because I genuinely didn't know that.
Yeah, because when you take a turn in Mario Kart, or at least this is how it works for me, I could be wrong here, but whenever you take a turn in Mario Kart, if while you're turning you just simply work the wheel back and forth, then it'll build the boost faster.
Okay, maybe. It comes a lot more obviously in Sonic.
Check me, someone.
That could be the case, but Sonic's UI, it shows you how quick you are going between them.
Oh.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just more obvious, or maybe it is the same.
Could be.
But the drift, the turning circle of the drift, is more fun. You're allowed in Mario Kart when you need to go the other way, you like have to full on. In this, you can just like go a bit, and then if you go, it goes. It allows more control, which is good because there are red rings in the track. This is a Sonic staple.
Oh no. Shh, my Xbox can hear you. Don't, don't talk too loud. Red ring.
The red star ring, sorry. They acted the same as they do in regular Sonic games, where you have to go a little bit out of your way to get them. It makes your time a bit slower, but you get a reward for it. In this, you get more Dodon Park tickets, which I'll get onto in a minute.
Yes.
Once you've already collected them all, you get less for every time you collect them. So it's something fun to do in single player. Okay. You're not necessarily going for them in online races. You don't really get any immediate bonus for it. But it's cool. It means you explore the tracks a little more. I like it. So the gimmick of Crossworlds is the different worlds, right? So when you're on a track, you do the first lap in that track, then the player in front gets to choose either this preset track or random track, and you will do the second lap on a different track. You transport cross world to this different track. You do a lap on that, and then for the third lap you go back to the original track, and it's slightly different. There's maybe a little shortcut opened up, maybe there's a few more boost pads, things like that. What I noticed when you're racing just on the same track in like a time trial, they don't have a way to just keep driving on the track. It seems they only have... So like you still go through the warp ring, but it warps you to where you're already driving. So I don't know. Maybe a slight oversight, but you don't see it in normal races, so who cares?
Okay.
Cool idea. You do that 3 times in a Grand Prix, and then the final race in a Grand Prix is 1 lap on each of the 3 tracks you did, which sounds cool on paper, but it also just means that there is no 4th track.
Yeah.
Now, I forgot to count while I was there, but just remembering the look of the UI, I think there are more Grand Prix than there are in Mario Kart. So I think it might still be a similar number of tracks. It's just spread out a bit weird. I don't know. Air tricks.
Well, there's always a chance for DLC.
Yeah, exactly. Air tricks are back. Sonic Racing games have always had this. When you're in the air, you can do a trick, get a little boost from it. This one, you can do up to 3. I mean, it'll let you do as many tricks as you want, but the boost goes up to 3. Or I think it can go up to 4 if you have a specific gadget, but generally it goes up to 3. Usually in these games, if you mess up the timing on the trick and you land before you've stabilized again, it spins you out, and it acts like you've been hit by something. You drop some rings. This one, I don't think it does. I don't think it lets you attempt the trick unless you can land it. I don't think it's a mechanic anymore.
I kind of like the mechanic of if you mess up the timing.
So do I.
You get punished for it.
Yeah, I quite liked the risk and reward. If you go for another one, you get to go faster, but if you mess it up, you go slower. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't think that's a thing anymore. Either I'm just cracked at the game, or I don't know. I couldn't get it to work. I was like flicking it, trying to mess it up, and actively trying to don't look at me like that. I noticed it. We're gonna move past. Trying to mess it up. Actively trying to mess it up, and I couldn't. So yeah, I don't think it's a thing anymore. Yeah, I've got Dodon Parr is back. He was the announcer for the last game. He was the main, technically antagonist, not really, of the story mode. Spoilers for Team Sonic Racing, I guess, if anyone cares.
How dare you?
I imagine he will also be in the main story of this one. I imagine it will have a main story, to be fair, because I don't think that's confirmed. We'll see. So there's more vehicle types, as I said. There's now a boost type, which is the hoverboard thing. I forget what it's called, from Sonic Riders. But it seems each one has less customization options. I don't know if that's because it's just a beta. I think it is, because on the last day of the beta, they dropped Joker. And when they did that, they dropped his car. And then you got an extra customization option on that kind of car. So I'm assuming there will be more, but I don't know how many more.
We do have many more people dropping as well.
We do, but some of them are paywalled. Not all of them, but some of them are. So
yeah. Also, it makes me wonder: is there any character specifically that has more than one cart?
Not that I could see. But you don't. The cars aren't necessarily based on characters. Like, each character has a car, but the cars are grouped up into types. So like Sonic and Shadow have different cars, but they're both speed types. So if you do a custom one, you can mix and match between them. So the more speed characters they add, the more parts you'll have to do. I don't know. But just looking at the roster, it doesn't look like there's going to be as much customization as there maybe was in the last one. But I think it will still be enough. My only concern is that, again, some of those characters are paid DLC characters, so maybe... Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean. Also, it looked a bit fuzzy in handheld mode. I played it on the Switch too. It looked fine on the monitor. In handheld mode, it looked a bit... It wasn't very crisp. And I looked through my display settings to see if there was anything I was doing. Don't think so. It just looked a bit...
Switch to upscaling magic, man.
It
Without it...
Didn't look ideal. The network also didn't work a lot. I got kicked from online races several times. It worked better in docked mode because I have it on Ethernet.
Man.
In handheld mode...
If you're going to buy this game, first of all, people, to play it online, don't pick Nintendo.
That's fair.
Because it's cross-platform anyway, so if your friends for some reason pick Nintendo, they'll get kicked out of a lot of games. If you pick something else, anything else, if you pick it for Roku or Stadia, you'll be better off than the Nintendo service. And this just coming from a Nintendo guy, it's the only online service that I actually pay for other than internet. I still don't recommend it. I just do it because of the expansion pass.
I think I'm going to get it on Nintendo because I want to play it handheld and I see myself playing single player more anyway. I will say docked, it worked better because of the Ethernet. Handheld, it was like 50-50 if you go in the race or not. And I have pretty good Wi-Fi, so...
Like, are you racing? Don't know yet. Might not.
Genuinely, I did 4. I only got into 2 of them. So that's not a lot of data, but that is 50-50.
Imagine that. Like, if your parents were so, like, they understand how games work, but only to a certain point. And they're like, all right, you've got 2 more races and you got to go to bed. And then it disconnects.
Yeah.
You got 1 more race. And then it disconnects, and now you've gone to bed. You've not played any games because Nintendo doesn't have a stable network.
I will say it is just a beta. There will probably be more servers when the game comes out properly. There will be more people on the servers, so you'll probably find matches easier. But still.
Yeah, the crossplay is going to be interesting.
Yeah. I have here that the starting boost is completely different from Mario Kart, but also exactly the same. So basically how it works is you have a meter you have to fill up, and then there is... I'm going the wrong way there on camera. You have a meter that you have to fill up, and then about 75% of the way, there's like a red bit that you have to get the needle into, right? And so the closer you are to this little red bit...
timing event.
Yeah, so you have to time it. But it turns out, you know, in Mario Kart, you do it like just after the 2... If you do that, then the timing is perfect, gets in the red first try every time. So it's a completely different system, but if you use the same timing, it works exactly the same. So
bring your Mario Kart experience over to Sonic Crossworlds.
Also, the final race in a Grand Prix, the where you do the one track on each of the 3 previous ones, gives more points. It gives 18 instead of 15 for first place. So there's more chance to pull it back. So if you're in second place and you're a little bit behind, there are times in Mario Kart where even if you win, you're not going to win the Grand Prix. In this, you could. It keeps it even for longer, which is nice. Means you have to consistently do well to actually win the Grand Prix.
If you win 3 out of 4, it doesn't matter what anybody else does. That's
I mean,
how you
yeah,
gotta remember it.
Still, but if you're like win 1, lose 1, win 1, and you're getting like second, and you're really close, then there's more of a chance to edge it out, which is nice. I will say, I enjoyed this more than Mario Kart World, which I don't think many people are going to agree with, because Mario Kart World objectively has more content in it. Even with, I know not many people have been playing Mario Kart World.
Oh, I almost said Mario. Mario Kart World has, in my opinion, and I could be wrong here, but I do pay attention to a lot of circles in which this game should be dominating. And there are not a lot of people still playing this game. Whenever I see all the friends I have online playing games or whatever, it's not ever Mario Kart World. It used to be, 6 to 8 months ago, people were still playing Mario Kart 8 pretty regularly.
Yeah.
And that's years after it's made. We're 2 months in now?
No,
and
please. I will say, I don't think that's going to be the case for Crossworlds either. I'm not saying that it's going to particularly dominate. But when it comes to a year from now, when I'm sat in the living room with a friend of mine, picking what game I'm going to play, I think I might be leaning towards Crossworlds more than Mario Kart, to be honest. I just had a better time with it.
I think the question will be next year. What is everyone playing? Are they playing Kirby Air Riders?
That's also in the equation, yeah.
Mario Kart World, or are they playing Sonic Crossworlds? Because that's going to show you which one of them did it best. Is who's playing it next year.
I think it's
and Mario usually has that staying power because you have other kart games come and go, and no one really cares, but they stick to Mario. So that they may have that going for them.
I think it will still be Mario
I'm hoping not.
being the main one, just because it's the name at this point. But I think it will be closer than it has been previously. Because Transformed competed with Mario Kart 8.
So
that's true. More people are just going to have it because of that.
Yeah.
Although
that's like if you bought a Switch 2, you bought this.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a fair assessment. Because you just genuinely thought you were saving $30.
Although
you planned that. Let's not get into that.
If you're buying a Switch after that bundle is out, Sonic is $10 cheaper, and it's gonna go on sale better than Mario Kart World is.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Mario Kart will never go on.
Exactly.
Sale. It's 80 now. It'll be 90 5 years from now.
Yeah, I had a great time with the beta.
We do live in a generation where as things age, they get more expensive. And that's not meaning throwbacks like how my GameCube there says $99 complete in box, but now if you want a complete in box one, you're going to spend $300. I'm talking about the big guy next to it that is more expensive now than when it came out, and it's only 3 years old. That one's it's 2 years. 2 years old? Yeah, 2 years old. But if you want it, you're going to pay more than what I paid for it. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's never happened. I bought that GameCube for $29. And to be fair, nobody wanted a GameCube. You guys want it now, but nobody wanted it back then. So, people stop buying consoles, and maybe they'll lower the prices. Maybe. Wouldn't hurt to try. I already have mine, so no loss for me.
For old consoles, though, the Sega Genesis, not particularly quite on the same podium as the N64 and things, but quite popular nonetheless. There's now a Lego Genesis controller, which is actually pretty cool. I never played the Genesis. I was a Dreamcast kid. But this is objectively cool because you can take the faceplate off and there's like a Sonic diorama in it.
Ooh. That is fancy.
That's pretty cool.
I probably don't like the price, but I like that.
I don't actually know if it... Did it have a price? Usually these things don't yet. Because normally they're just announcing
they're
them.
wanting to stall.
I can check, though.
Look, we talked about Silksong. That game, for 7 years, we didn't know a price. And then they announced the game, and for a month,
it's £17 and already sold out. Never mind, you ain't getting this. Ignore me.
But you can look at this picture.
You can look at this picture. Cool. Speaking of $20, the Silksong price got leaked this week, but this is a weekly show, so it's been announced properly anyway. But GameStop leaked it first by like 2 days, which is quite funny. They listed it. I always forget that you can buy digital games at GameStop. It doesn't seem like a thing that any sane person would do, but you can. And
yeah.
They revealed the price was $20 a couple days before Team Cherry did. It's $20. Insane price. They could have easily gotten away with 50.
Yeah.
They could have probably stretched it to 70 if they really wanted to. So 20 is astronomically low. That's incredible.
Yeah, I was on the fence because I will put insert clip here from what I said before. I will own up to the fact that I said I was going to just get a month of Game Pass because it would be cheaper. And the little brilliant people they are went and priced it exactly what a month of Game Pass is. So it's $19, just like Game Pass. So now it would make no sense at all because I could technically own the game or I could have Game Pass. So... And I want to support, I really want to support this. I hope that everybody does as well. Because $20 for a brand new game that took 7 years worth of development, they could have come out going, it's worth 80. Nintendo did it, and people bought it. They didn't do that. They said, we're going to price it at $20. The original was $15. We've added $5. No complaints. I will buy this for pretty much every console it is available for.
This is awesome, yeah.
To show support. So that way they'll make it. Not only that, they still had the people who were involved in the Kickstarter. They got codes for the game, so they didn't have to pay for it.
Which, to be fair, is
that's amazing. This
pretty standard for a Kickstarter, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, but for how long it's
that's
been
true,
to keep
yeah.
up with,
But they're not putting it on the Wii U. Team Cherry.
They could have easily said, we don't care.
Yeah.
But this is what these are the games that need to be supported by people to show other companies what's going on. Because if this becomes one of the best-selling games of all time, they're gonna have to take into account that the price is a big reason why.
I think I will probably buy this game twice. I'm gonna buy it on Steam today, and then whenever they come out with a physical, I'll probably get that. If they come out with a collector's edition, there's a decent chance I might even get that. So, the people who really like this game.
Yeah.
But the fact that the barrier to entry is so low. Like, I know Hollow Knight was only 15, but when Hollow Knight released, it didn't have the name power of Hollow Knight because it didn't exist yet.
I was also going to say, when you look at the price comparatively, right? You could buy a physical version of Mario Kart World, or you could buy a digital version of Silksong that you could play on Nintendo, you could play on PlayStation, you could play on Xbox, and you could play on Steam. You could buy all 4 of those for the same price as Mario Kart World.
Yeah. Crazy.
Or Epic Games, I guess, if you want to swap that out for Steam. Epic might have it. I don't know.
I mean, probably.
Who actually uses that. But you could use 4 for the price of one. And this is not going to be a game that we're going to be wondering are people playing. People are going to be playing this game. Well, look how long Hollow Knight lasted just to get a resurgence right before Silksong came out. And it's not being shoved down your throat by Nintendo. So,
but be careful.
This is a people's game.
If you are playing games on Steam, because in the UK, users will now need a credit card to access mature games. We talked about this I forget what it's called. The Internet Online Safety Act.
Credit card?
Yeah.
Like you can't use a debit card?
This is how they are proving that you are an adult, which is insane because there are so many other ways to do that.
Not only that, but there are several kids that I know of who grew up just to find out that their parents opened credit cards in their name while they were younger and trashed their credit. Yep. So
crazy. But if you are trying to play mature games, that's what you're going to have to do because horniness has been vaulted in Fortnite. Can't do it anymore. So I don't know if you've seen these videos. They pop up on my TikTok occasionally where people do a dancing emote with a character that is modeled in a generous way. And then someone else does another emote next to them that makes it look like they're doing something that Epic probably didn't intend. Some poor intern at Epic has gone through the list of every Fortnite emote to find out which ones go together to make this sort of thing. And when somebody is doing one of them, you can no longer do the other one in the vicinity. So, for example, there is an emote where you're kind of just shaking your hips left and right. That's the most popular one, right? And there are other emotes where people are shaking their face and things, and people would... You see where I'm going with this. You now can't use those two next to each other. It's similar to, you know, when you're doing a jam stage thing, if there's a full one, you have to be a certain distance away before you can do another one. It's like that.
Yeah.
You can't do this. So no more horny emotes in Fortnite. Which leads the question of how people are going to get around this. It's not a question of if people will get around this. It's a question of how. How will the horniness prevail? Because it always does.
I give it a week. 1 week. And they'll have it figured out.
I just got a notification on my phone that says Team Cherry just confirmed Silksong DLCs. So we'll talk about that next week. Let me Google that real quick.
So we already have Silksong DLCs.
We already knew that they were going to do the video's like a day old.
You know the character doesn't die because we already know there's sequels. What a spoiler.
Anyway.
Maybe the night wasn't hollow all along.
You don't even have to get to the end of the game to see that the player character is not the Hollow Knight. That's barely a spoiler these days.
Sure it's not.
That's just an assumption people make. They never said that he was.
I just checked Nintendo to see if it was on there. It's still not.
Is he still not? That's crazy.
We're 22 minutes. 22 minutes from release of Silksong, and it is still not listed in the eShop. This is what I was talking about with Nintendo.
Honestly, I'm too excited, man. I might just edit this tomorrow and just play Silksong all day. I have time. I'm only working till 12. It'll still go up by 9.
Hey.
I might just do that.
In your hands.
So, there is no real good transition to this. But last night we had a small state of play specifically for 007 First Light. Did you watch it? Of course you didn't.
I did not see Tom Cruise do a Bond impression.
I did. So it was split into two parts. There's like a little intro, and then it's split into two parts where they play the first mission without any commentary. They just play it. You watch them play it. And then they have a bit where they like explain some of the game mechanics. So yeah, let's go through that. So,
did you write this while watching
yes.
it?
I watched it this morning, like an hour before we got on the phone.
I looked down to read it and then saw where you put something, and then the next statement is
yes.
That's brilliant.
I did indeed do that.
That needs to be. We're gonna make sure that gets said. So you go ahead,
okay,
and make sure you say that, because that's hilarious.
So there's a long
it's writing like no other.
It's a long opening cinematic. I'm assuming they were controlling Bond. You couldn't tell though, because they weren't saying anything. But basically, you just drive into this place you're supposed to infiltrate, and you're not driving recklessly. It's not an action scene. You are trying to stay undercover. So there's a good 5 minutes where you are just driving as a regular citizen, normally driving towards this place as you listen to dialogue. So fair enough. Other games have done it. Sure. The UI says something about instinct. I picked up on this. Later on it's explained, so we'll skip over that for now. There's a focus mechanic for shooting, which it turns out that is the instinct. Again, I'll explain later. But the stormtrooper enemies, as soon as you got into the actual main combat bit, so there's like a stealth section and then the combat section that they showed. The combat section, stormtrooper enemies. Dude was dodging bullets just by walking towards them. People were shooting over his shoulder. People were like crazy. There's hundreds and hundreds of bullets being slewn around this guy. Not one of them hit him. And I know this happens in other games too, but like it took me out of it so quickly, because it was just he's just walking towards a guy, shooting at him, just walking towards him, and he's not hitting him. And I don't understand. Maybe it's explained in the game. Maybe they're like, oh, Q made him like an anti-magnetic bulletproof vest or some crap. I don't know.
That always makes me wonder in like movies and video games and everything like that. Who hired these henchmen?
Right?
Because they don't have to pass some kind of qualification.
Crazy.
Like, have you ever fired a gun before? Maybe that should be on the list. Like, where do I put my application in for this job? Because apparently you need no prior history.
Insane. So yeah, that took me out of it immediately. But as he's infiltrating this plane that he fought his way onto, he shows this watch mechanic. He has like a spy watch that he got from Q. The watch can hack into things. So he hacked the tilt controls of the plane, and he used it as he's walking through the plane. You can use the watch to tilt the plane. So, you know, he's walking towards somebody bracing to shoot him, tilts the plane, they go flying off and crushed by a crate. Like that one DLC mission in Arkham Knight, if anyone played that, on the airship with Killer Croc. No, that's not even the DLC. No, the stag ship. Yeah, that's part of the main story. I expect you to have played that. On the stag ship, you could tilt the thing. Game's like 8 years old now. Come on. Snapchat is typing, apparently. Thank you. See, I have a spy watch too.
Everyone does these days. And if everyone has one, no one does.
So yeah, that's cool. But then, like, 2 seconds later, he takes the watch off, primes it as an explosive, throws it at the guy, and jumps off the plane. And then he just doesn't have the watch anymore. So I've actually written cool watch mechanics for tilting the plane. Hopefully there's more like that. Never mind he blew it up 2 seconds later. Because he uses it once, and then just flings it at the guy, and leaves. You do see it later, so I'm assuming he gets another one. But for the rest of this mission or whatever, like, he just doesn't have it anymore.
Do you just have one watch? Because I've got 2 wrists.
But like they pitched this
Double
as the
watching.
first mission, so they introduce it to you and then immediately take it away. It's crazy. He gets really close to so the whole crux of the game is they're trying to track down 009, right? Who's gone rogue. He gets really close. He gets on the same plane as 009 and then just like jumps off.
Wait.
For
So is Bond a cannibal? Because I think I know how this story is going to end, and he's going to eat 9. At least that's what I've always heard. So, maybe a spoiler. Sorry, if you didn't know, but 7, 8, 9. So they shouldn't have made a story so easy to for me to figure it out. But I have now, and there's nothing that could be done.
I don't know if I can do this podcast anymore. But yeah, he gets really close on the first mission, and then just for seemingly like narrative reasons, he just like leaves. Like, okay. It's like they wrote the mission as him catching 009, and then at the very end they were like, oh shit, we need him for the rest of the game. Just leave. And so he does. Really weird. But yeah. Then we have the stealth stuff, which is like, those Assassin's Creed missions where they're like, here's a building, here's a target. You have several ways to do it. You can talk to different people to maybe open up a different pathway. They've been doing it for yonks, right? It's that. It's just that, which is cool. It's a cool mechanic.
Groundbreaking.
But it is just that.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, so there are different ways to complete a mission. You can talk to people, you can open different areas, you can like listen to henchmen to find out different things about the place or how the security works, things like that. When you take out henchmen at certain places, they have the things that can stock up the watch, which is a bit strange.
Batteries?
Not just battery, because the watch also does like smoke bombs and shit. Why do the henchmen have smoke bomb cartridges that fit in your watch specifically? I don't. What? Okay. I know it's for gameplay purposes. You need to be able to stock it up. But sure, okay. You also have sleeping darts, because why not? You also have a laser, which he both uses to cut through a solid metal chandelier, and then also just points it at a guy, so...
I guess you could set it to stun mode?
Maybe, because the guy doesn't melt like he really should. You can get into direct combat, you can just engage someone if you really want to, but that system is just the whole attack, parry, dodge that we've seen in every game since 2008.
Yeah.
There are lots of environmental plays where you can like throw people into fire extinguishers, you can knock over scaffolding and stuff. But I did see there's a part in the trailer where he like knocks someone into a desk, and instead of the desk breaking where he knocks him into it, which we've seen in games for 10 years at this point, mesh-based destructibles is a very common and old technology now. The desk just kind of poofs into a puff of sawdust and disappears, and it damages the it looks really like this. The game looks like it's probably fun, right? But it's not everything I expect. Considering this is the Hitman, people, I expected a bit more. Maybe this is just what they've shown. Maybe it gets better, but I don't know. Also, the instinct mode is like the slowdown from GTA. And I know what you're thinking. Aidan, Rockstar did slow down in Red Dead, and it was way better. You're right. They didn't copy that one. They copied the GTA one, which is infinitely worse. You know when Michael Power charges his thing and he's like, oh, slow-mo, I can shoot people now. So it's like Deadeye, but not as good. That's what Instinct does.
Awesome.
Just really cool.
Just what we needed.
And then depending on how much instinct you have, you can do different things, like the way you distract people or like taunt people. There's a lot of crap on the bottom of the UI, and like most of it's grayed out because he doesn't have enough instinct yet in the trailer. But okay, I'm still gonna keep my eye on it because I am cautiously optimistic. But from what I've seen, this isn't quite what I was expecting from this team.
We shall see.
We shall see. But yeah.
You're trying to think of a segue.
You could play it on an so that new Astrobot,
speaking of PlayStation,
the new Astrobot controller that we were talking about, it got a trailer. It had a video where they like spun it around and showed you the dates and stuff.
This is the old Astrobot controller. Just this time, he's smiling, which you can't tell because he doesn't have a mouth. It's just his eyes. His eyes are smiling.
And we are eating this shit up somehow.
We are. I'm buying it, but I'm only buying it because I didn't get the other one.
That's fair.
If I had the other one, I would not then purchase this one. But the old one sold out, so I'm going to buy this one. Because I, in my opinion, out of all the PlayStation controllers, and I have a lot of them, out of all of them, I think it is the best. They've put work into it to make it look different than a just standard controller. So I am excited for that, and it is launching October 30th, and you can pre-order it September 12th. Now, since we're talking about launching, pre-ordering, and when you can get it, let's talk about something. There's a company called Satisfy, right? They make grips for like the Nintendo Switch. As a matter of fact, I have one right here. Did not plan this at all. Just so happened to work out this way. I have a Satisfy grip right here. This is the Satisfy Zen Grip Ronin for my Tears of the Kingdom edition Switch. So like it all matches. Hey, look, that still works. That's a surprise. That I ordered that for the Switch 2. And you might be saying, "Oh, well, you must have ordered that after the Switch 2 came out." No. I ordered it back in April. April, people. I ordered it in April. Pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered it in April. But the company themselves took it upon, the whole quality control aspect and said, we do not want to finalize a product until we have a Switch 2 in hands. And as you know, April was not when the Switch 2 came out. Switch 2 came out in June. So they did not start or finalize their, outline of what they were making until June. We have since got several updates of no update. That's legit. They send you an email telling you to look back at another thing that they sent you previously to just remind you that, hey, look, we know you ordered, but we have no new information. So I got an email yesterday telling me that today they may be shipping out from China to California. And if you're on the West Coast, you should start receiving them fairly soon. Granted, they've got to come from China first, which could be 7 to 9 days, according to them. They were being conservative with these figures. It even says that. It says conservative figures. Interesting strategy there. And then if you're on the East Coast, you have to wait for it to come from China, get to California, and then go from California to go to their distributing center in Kentucky, and then you'll get it. I don't live on the West Coast. I'm part of that extra step. So I could be looking at the end of September before I ever get my hands on this thing that I ordered in April for a device that came out in June.
Are they giving any kind of compensation for this? Or
no. Except thank you for waiting.
That's crazy.
Like you don't even get like they've got site wide like 10% off or whatever, but that's for everybody. That's not for people that have been waiting for this. There's nothing at all except for thank you for your patience. I gave you like $100 6 months ago. You're worse than a bank at this point. Do you know how much interest that could have gained?
Like a whole
Oh,
dollar.
goodness. Anyways, maybe I'll have that by the end of the month.
Maybe. You know what? You'll be able to play with that.
Oh God.
You'll be able to play.
What would I be able to
the
play?
Royal Writ. The Royal Writ is a roguelike deck building strategy combat game. Lots of different genres I've just thrown at you there. I understand, but it is actually quite fun.
A walking sim too.
Now the reason I bring this up, you might think, hey, that seems like a rather random game, is because I'm in the credits, baby.
Oh, that's he's the royal twit in the royal wit.
Did I work on the game? No.
It's the best way to be in the credits.
I'm in the credits as a playtester because I playtested the game through the studio at my university. And
how long ago was that?
Like 6 to 8 weeks ish, a while ago.
Oh, so not that.
Not too long ago. No.
Be like 2 years.
No. Oh. So I playtested a nearly finished product, gave them a bunch of feedback, and they emailed me back, and said, "This is great. Thank you very much. Can we put you in the credits? And can we use your feedback as an example because of how well you've structured this?" I'm not even joking. The ego boost I got from this email. I'm like, yes, of course you could put me in the credits. That would be lovely. So I'm in the credits along with like probably 20 other people who did the same thing. But
you know, you say ego boost, but the fact that you are now a template for what other people have to do, you know, you've seen something before in your life where somebody did it a certain way and you can't stand the fact that you have to do it that way now. You are that person now. Congratulations.
So that's cool. That's the second game I have a credit on. I have spoken about this on the podcast before. The first one is a game called Republic of Pirates. I would say don't buy it. Not very good. But I am in the credits.
You could pirate it.
It would.
That's what it's about.
Exactly.
Spirit of the game, you know, and all that.
But yeah, that's just a random little tidbit I thought was cool. I could actually talk about it now because it came out. There is no transition to this.
Speaking of other games that may be coming out.
Hey, there we go. So Superman's voice actor was at a Comic-Con panel and they were talking to a fan. And this fan was telling him how much they liked multiverses and how much they were upset that multiverses isn't around anymore. And Superman's voice actor was like, yeah, that's a shame, but you know, I like these fighting games. We're working on Injustice 3 at the moment. What? You can't say that. So apparently they're working on Injustice 3 and it's been leaked by this fucking voice actor.
He pulled a Tom Holland.
He did. So if he's telling the truth, that's cool. See, I've seen a lot of people actually.
Mortal Kombat 3. I mean, Injustice 3.
I mean, you say that like you're mocking it, but it's the same studio. Like that's the point. Is it's supposed to be Mortal Kombat, just with DC characters? That's the whole point. It's made by the same people.
Then why did they do DC versus Mortal Kombat?
They did.
I know. Why did they do that? If they were just going to make two separate games afterwards, if you could just buy it all in one game, why buy it in two separate now?
Because it's cool.
Never mind, Pokemon fans. That's a good segue to what I was going to say. Okay, Pokemon Legends ZA, right? ZA? Why is there only one? Why they only make one game? There's a Z and a A. They could have done Legends Z,
Because it's a
Legends
Legends
A. They could have had a
game
reason
and
to
they
buy
don't
two
do dual
games.
releases for the
Doesn't matter.
Legends games.
Doesn't matter. They could have. Then why didn't they just call it Legends and then one letter?
You go from
Like
Z
when we
to
had
A.
X and Y. When we had X and Y, there were two games. You have Z and A, it's in one.
It's not
I don't
Z
buy
and
it. I
A.
don't like it.
It's ZA. You go from Z to A.
I don't like it. What's BC gonna be? That's my question.
But anyway, I wasn't done talking about Injustice yet.
No, go ahead and go back to that. It's fine. It's fine. We can do what we want to here. We make the
That's
rules.
fair. That's fair. A lot of people have been upset now about Injustice because the Superman film came out, right? And everyone loved it so much, and they're like, man, we've had this edgy Superman for so long. It's really nice to see a hopeful Superman again. And now Injustice, where the whole crux of it is Superman goes evil. And they're like, I don't want that anymore, which is quite funny. But yeah, I'm sure they're gonna. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I don't know that I quite agree with the whole everyone loves the new Superman. I've seen nothing but hate. Bunch of
Okay,
toxic masculinity.
how do I
talking
say
about how
this
he's
without getting
not
political?
Superman enough.
Everyone with an opinion that I respect rather liked the Superman movie.
I was saying I still haven't seen it. I want to, but I haven't.
Go
yet.
watch it.
It's not made it on my. I watched Fantastic Four. Okay, I
That
made
was
it to that point. I just
Worse than Superman, and I'll say that. Come at me, bro.
I'm not saying it was a good movie, but I watched it. Pedro's the man. I'm sorry. Just deal with it. If Pedro was Superman, I'd have seen that movie already.
God, that would have been awful.
They didn't have the balls to do that.
But yeah, so I don't know what Injustice 3 is going to be, because like the first game had a few different endings, right? Just based on like challenges and stuff. And then the second game was technically a prequel and had way more endings that were a lot more fleshed out. And like the first game, when you got a different ending, it wasn't changing anything about the ending. It was just telling you what that specific character did after the game finished. The second game actually like gives you a different part of the story. Like it changes what happens based on what character you played as. How are they going to do another one? Which ending are they picking?
Any way they want to.
I don't know where else there is to go, because as
so-
far as I'm aware, the comics don't span that much further beyond the two games, so...
So the eShop has crashed for me twice.
Oh, it is 2 minutes
but
past, isn't it?
Silk Song is still not on there.
Have a crack?
There is
something went
there
wrong.
is no Silk Song.
Silk Song is nowhere to be seen. I can't load the page.
Is that on Steam?
On Steam. Oh, it's here!
On Steam.
Never
So it
mind.
won't-
Fuck you. I'm playing Silk Song. 1675. That's so cheap. That's so cheap. The add to cart button isn't doing anything.
The eShop crashed again. But it's not. It still wasn't. Even though it crashed, the past couple times I've loaded it, it's not been there. It's not in the featured, and when you search Silk Song, it's not there. When you see Nintendo playing around, this is what's gonna make people buy it other places.
I don't
'Cause
think.
you don't
it
have
might-
okay.
It might
eShop
take
has
me a bit
crashed
longer to
again.
buy Silk Song than I was hoping. But before we close out,
Okay.
Atari made a whiskey decanter. Well, to be fair, I don't know
Yeah.
if they made it, but there is an Atari joystick-shaped whiskey decanter that it looks like it's made by Atari. It has the logo and everything. There you have it.
It looks nice. Looks like a collectible thing you'd like to have sitting around, you know.
Oh, just Steam in general isn't working for me.
Yeah, I'm having problems out of Steam and
And
Nintendo. So
how is
if
Jacob
you
going
experience
live
this
playing
too,
it? Oh, you're probably going on
oh, you know
PlayStation,
he
didn't you?
hasn't gotten it yet. He's probably going to buy it and then There's no way he has it already and downloaded.
So annoying. I want to play it. I didn't even know Steam had an L3 page. Like, I've never seen this before. But fair enough. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. This has been a fun week. I have enjoyed the Crossworld stuff. I enjoyed the 007 stuff slightly less. Everything else has been a fun little tidbit. So, yeah.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hi, Noe. I remembered. We always say hi to Jacob. We never say hi to Noe.
Hi, Jacob. So. Enjoy Silk Song, because I can't get it yet, apparently. And we will see you across the pond next time. Bye-bye.